Hello YouTube people, in today's video I'll show you how this beautiful chronograph watch from MiliFortic looks like on these custom straps. This video is sponsored by AliExpress. AliExpress gave me a budget which I was free to spend on anything that I want for my videos, and this is the watch that I bought. Thank you AliExpress. Specifications and measurements which I have done myself as always. The weight of this watch off the strap is 59 grams, diameter of the case 39 millimeters, lug to lug distance 46.7, thickness 12.6, lug width is 20. Inside we have VK63 quartz chronograph movement. We have sapphire crystal on the top. All these crowns are screw down crowns, also the case back is screwed down, and this watch has 100 meters of water resistance. Lume on this watch is green, and it is all the same on hands and indices, color and intensity, which is very good, very nice. The intensity of Lume is not the best, it's not the brightest, but it's actually fairly decent. It gets the job done. If you want to use this watch as a night watch, no problems whatsoever. It does show time in the morning. I actually tried it, I used it, and I had no trouble telling the time in the morning on this watch. It's just, it's not the brightest, but it gets the job done. On my 16.5 centimeter wrist or 6.5 inches wrist, this watch looks like this with its original leather strap, and the leather strap on this watch is excellent. There is nothing I could complain about. It is actually the same strap as it was on this MiliFortic watch. By the way, if you haven't seen video about this watch, check it out. It's very interesting watch with a jump hour movement. So the strap is the same, and the strap is actually excellent. It is soft and flexible straight out of the box. It feels wonderful. Very nice thing to touch. It's actually breathable. It's nicely put together. I worn this strap for a couple of days already, and it's fine. It's very comfortable strap. The buckle on the strap also is simple, but it's nice. It has this MiliFortic engraving, no sharp edges, nicely finished. The only thing I could complain about if I would really want is that I wish those holes were closer together, because for me it's either too loose or too tight. It's if I would keep this strap for myself, I would actually puncture an extra hole right there in between, but that's honestly the only thing I could complain about. It looks nice, it feels wonderful. Let's do a little bit of a quality control and let me show you how everything is aligned. So first of all, let's start with the chronograph, and as you see, the big seconds hand that belongs to the chronograph is sitting right there in the middle, in the center, very nicely aligned. The 60-minute sub-dial belonging to the chronograph also very nicely aligned. Those chronograph pushers, I actually like the design very much of the pushers and the crown. This engraving, it looks just cool, and it's very nice thing to use. It's very grippy yet doesn't feel sharp. It's very nice. These pushers feel great. They have very satisfying clicky feedback. Everything works just great. Now about the big crown. Big crown also, it's a screw down crown. Everything is fine with this crown. Now let's check the alignment of hands. Let's set on exactly 6 o'clock. Let's see if those hands are sitting straight. Yeah, everything seems fine. Everything seems well aligned. I can't really complain about anything. Now, one interesting thing I have noticed is that I believe on the bottom sub-dial, seconds hand actually is hitting the markers. Is it? Well, at least looking with my naked eye, it appears as if it is hitting the markers. That's nice. That's nice. And also regarding quality control, I haven't found a single dust particle under the glass, no imperfections, and everything looks very nicely put together. Let me show you the case, and there are two things that stand out in a very beautiful way, and I like them very much. First thing is rather obvious, is very beautiful crowns, which look like some kind of head of some kind of very nicely made tool. And well, they look beautiful on this watch, tool style watch with this kind of a pattern on those crowns. It looks great. It looks really awesome, really fits the style of this watch in my opinion. And another thing which I like very much is the design of the bezel. And to show you the bezel, what do I mean? First of all, let me put it next to this watch as an example, which this one has very classic looking case design, okay, very simple classic one. So if I put it next to it side by side, looks very similar, you know. It's a simple shiny bezel on this watch, right? On this one, from the side profile, also looks like a simple shiny bezel, but actually if you look from top, the top of the bezel is flat and is brushed, and I think it fits the style of this watch very nicely and plays together very nicely with this chapter ring on this watch, and together with this tool style, tool kind of a vibe with those crowns. It looks awesome. It's very well visually balanced watch in my opinion. Everything is just, it just looks nice, looks correct on this watch, you know, somehow proportion wise and all kinds of visual wise, you know. So anyway, let me show you all around this this case. Sides are simple brushed, top of the lugs also simple brushed. There isn't really much to it. It's a very much of a tool style case. Bottom edges a bit sharp, inside lugs sharp, and ends of the lugs, well, it depends the way you swipe your finger on it. It's a little bit sharpish, but overall it's fine, and I really like the design. I think it's very beautifully done watch. Now the fun part of the video, let's try how this watch looks like on some custom straps. And if there is any strap that you like, you can find it on my website, thomaswatchreviews.com. So let's begin with this blue silicone strap, which by the way is very comfortable. And I must say, I really like this combination. The blue dial on this watch is gorgeous. It's very beautiful, deep blue dial. And it seems like the blue on the strap matches the dial very well. In fact, I actually like quite a lot how it looks like right now. Thing looks great. Very nice, very comfortable combination with this super cheap strap. And this one is a dark green discoloration leather strap, which ages very nicely. And looks rather cool on this watch. Very cool combination in my opinion. Does look pretty good. This leather strap has big holes, and usually on most watches it looks like it's a little bit too much, but somehow on this watch it looks just right. I believe that's because of those subdials and overall tool style design on this watch. It looks very good combination, like a proper nice combination for this watch. It matches the character of this watch, I would say, rather well. This is shiny gray nylon strap, and I think it looks great on this watch. Very beautiful combination, fits the style, the character and everything, and it's also very comfortable. Cheap option. Yeah, surprisingly cheap strap, but actually very good quality, and I do use it quite often in multiple of my videos showing you watches how they look like on the strap. And yeah, this one looks great as well in my opinion. This is gray elastic nylon strap, which has this interesting hook design on this strap, and I think this kind of style looks really good on a chronograph watch, especially on a tool style chronograph watch like this one. I mean, this chronograph watch in particular has very strong vibe of a tool kind of a watch because of this bezel and because of those crowns, and overall this combination, I think it looks just cool. It looks just really cool. I really like it. I think it looks great. Man, this watch is so good looking. Seriously. And that's how this watch looks like on a chainmail bracelet, and I think it looks awesome. It looks great. Very, very beautiful, shiny combination. Very beautiful watch, very beautiful bracelet. It looks great together. And we're back on the original leather strap for the ending of this video, which by the way also looks great together with this blue dial. I think it's very beautiful color combination, and the strap itself is actually very good quality. It feels wonderful, soft and nice. So anyway, what are general impressions about this watch and the reasons why I chose this watch, why I bought this watch with AliExpress provided money? Well, I like chronograph watches in general. I like that they look busy but purposeful at the same time, and this one is definitely one of the more beautiful chronograph watches. Not just one of the more beautiful. It's a little bit too soft of a saying, I would say. I think it's definitely one of the most beautiful chronograph watches, and not just that, I think it's, as a watch, it's definitely one of the most beautiful watches in general. That's how far I would go with this watch. I really like how everything is proportioned. There isn't really any single thing that I would point out and I would say that this little thing makes the watch and that's why this watch is great. No, it's the combination of all things together, how everything plays out together in combination. This chapter ring looking together with those subdials, this chapter ring together with this flat top portion of the bezel, these crowns having this interesting beautiful pattern like of some kind of a well-made screwdriver head or something. Everything together is very, very nicely proportioned, and in general it's just very eye-pleasing watch to look at. And this blue dial also, the blue color on this dial is just gorgeous. It's deep, it has a little bit of a sunburst effect. It's a little bit shiny. And at the very end of the video I'll also show you how it looks like in a sunlight outside, so pay attention. This dial is really, really beautiful. So anyway, my impressions about this watch are actually very, very positive. I like this watch a lot. This is awesome watch in my opinion. Thank you for watching. Have a beautiful day. Goodbye.